Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I just wanted to do this quick video in memory of the people that perished in the Biafra war, And yeah, we see what is going on today, and I feel sad because it's almost like, we don't want to learn the lessons of what happened the last time, but instead we are bent to repeat it. And I feel like there is no gain in repeating that kind of calamity on yourself, on your homeland, on the children. There is no point. There is no need for this. Somebody wrote on my page and said their mind is made up. I don't know what he meant by that their mind is made up, that they would rather all perish and leave the land, so that whoever wants to occupy it will come and occupy it. I don't know the logic in it. I don't see the sense in it. I would have thought that we would have learned from the Biafra war that you cannot go up against a superior firepower, regardless of how fired, of how motivated you are. It doesn't win war, your motivation. You have to have a superior fire cover. You may have to have a more tactical approach. You may have to have an environment that enables your kind of tactic that you may want to employ. In all of this, we are at a loss because we don't have that. We don't have a superior firepower. We don't have an environment that can even help you to maneuver any kind of tactical maneuvering in the military sense of explanation. And I don't know where all this pain and all this hurt is coming from, that people are so bent on self-destruction. Yeah, it hurts me because as of 2019, with everything that is going on in Nigeria, up north, the southeast was rated as the most peaceful part of the country, that everybody who was in the east was at ease. You may not have the money, the resources, but at least you have peace. You could go out and you could come in. And keep in mind that even if they say there are police checkpoints and all those things, what is exacerbating this situation, that there have to be more military presence, is because of all the cries of Biafra again. Assuming we just allowed all these things to just be, and just focus on reintegrating ourselves in the polity, rebuilding our region, rebuilding our legacies, making the foundation, creating the environment we want. There will be no need for all this kind of presence of military in the region. But the more you clamor for secession, the more you are inviting military in the region, and the more military is in the region, there are some things that will have to happen. And or I don't know if they have to happen per se, but there are things that just occur just as a result of the presence of security personnel inundating your region. So it is something that saddens my heart, when I see the destruction that is going on in the southeast right now. I don't see the point of it. This is what I've been saying. I've been saying this thing from the beginning, and I keep on telling our people, check how the rhetoric is changing. Today your problem is Hausa. Look at this music that they are singing for Nnamdi Kanu. It did not start from there. It started with Nnayi Ojukwu. They were singing for Nnayi Ojukwu, holy, 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 So at the end of the day, what are we fighting for now? What are we fighting for now? The lesson of 50 years ago is there. The people that perished. The people that perished, the lesson is there. The children that lost all their parents, that have to be, like this audio that I posted, the children colony. That means that those people, their families have been dead or whatever. They were just left there to die. The man was narrating the story, the photographer, the war photographer. Why do we want to visit ourselves with this kind of a thing? Look at what happened in Palestine the other time. The Palestine and the Israelis. Palestine were poking at the Israelis. They have more superior firepower. They have air force. They have warfare that is really, really, really superior, and they used it on them extensively. And you may want to argue it's unethical. How can you do this? How can you fire all these things on densely populated regions, civilian populations in Palestine? But they did it anyway. And the people who have perished have perished. The buildings that have perished, and everything has to. It takes them a couple of years back again. Why do we want to do this? Why do we want to destroy everything? Why do we want to burn down the whole Southeast? Why? There is no sense in this. There is no sense in it. If you cause all this violence, you burn down that region, you cause all this commotion, the only thing that will happen, people will die extensively. It's not going to mean that Nigeria will stop existing. It just means people will die. Guten Tag. It just means people will just die extensively. That is all it means. People will die, people will get maimed, properties will be destroyed, there will be hostilities, even more so across the country. There is really no point in this. Please, my people, let everybody rein in their families. Let everybody call their brothers and sisters to order. There is nothing that is going to change. President Buhari is the president of Nigeria. Just accept this and move on. In 2 years' time, President Buhari's regime will be over. Another person will take over the reins of power. And anybody that is there as the president will defend this country. They will defend that country. They will defend it, because this is what they are primarily supposed to do. Keep in mind that the first person that declared secession from Nigeria was not even the Biafrans. It was the Niger Delta, led by Adaka Boro, and he faced the federal power at that time. And his resistance, his revolution lasted for 12 days. And the person who was the president of Nigeria at that time was an Igbo man. And, they went after him, they arrested him and persecuted him, sentenced him to death. Because, when you are the president, you must defend the country. This is a given rule. So when I listened to Alex Madebo saying that they didn't know Nigeria would come after them, I'm surprised. I don't understand that, because they are military personnel. They have been trained in the military. They have experience in the military. How can they say that they don't know that Nigeria will come and attack them? At first, of course, like most of us, I used to buy all those narrative. I used to be, but these days I think differently. I begin to have an open mind in the way I view everything that went down, and be able to articulate it on my own to come to this conclusion that this is a false narrative. You cannot say that you are being a military personnel, you are in charge of territories within a region, within a country, and then you declare this territory as independent from the overbearing region, the country, and you just say you want to secede, and then you think everything will just be like that. They will just say, okay, bye, have a nice time. I don't want to believe this is true. Honestly, I don't think this is a true narrative. I just feel like this is something to buy sympathy, because I feel there is something that they are not saying. Because now I know that people in the military, they are not saying, 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 should know the consequences of the actions that they are taking. For example, because most things in the military are they are calculated with a motive. You don't just go and do something on impulse. If you're a military person, I would assume, this is my own assumption, that they would have thought about what they want to do, and how they are going to react, and the responses that they are going to get, and how they want to counter those responses. And I think saying that they did not expect that Nigeria will bombard them, that Nigeria is going to come for them, but I don't know, because when Adakaboro declared the Niger Delta Republic, did they say, okay, good, it's nice of you can go with the territory? They didn't. They went after him. What if they never went after Adakaboro, that Adakaboro declared the Republic of Niger Delta, and they said, okay, very good, you can have this territory, you can also include this part, okay, have a nice day. Then you would have maybe a foundation to say, okay, when Adakaboro declared Niger Delta Republic, we let them have it. So when Biafra declared their independence from Nigeria, why is Nigeria coming after them? I think that would make a better logical explanation of not expecting any kind of reaction from the Nigerian state. Be that as it may, if you want to engage in a fight, at least you would assess yourself, assess your capacity, think about how you can fare, what you are expecting, the outcome you envisage. But right now, I just see emotional people. Everybody's just being emotional. They hate us. So they hate you. You want to burn down your house. They hate you. They hate me. So I'm going to just burn down my own house, destroy my family, because see how they hate me. I would assume that if they hate you, then you should love yourself the more, because as they say in Igbo, onye ajụrụ ajụ anaghị ajụ onwe ya. So ajụghị ajụ, then is that a reason for you to gbuo onwe gị? Ọ maka na ajụ gị asị gị achọghị gị, ajụrụ gị ajụ ebe a gị werezie maka na ajụrụ gị ajụ gbuo onwe gị? I don't know why somebody will say that they see sense in destroying their home country. Are you living there? Most people, maybe everything that they want to boast about and say, this is what I am, this is how big, how much I am, is always in what they have put together, what they have accumulated also in the Southeast. So if you don't have this thing you have in the Southeast again, what are you going to point to again? So, you destroy everything, you start from scratch again. And all the conditions that were on the ground before the start of the last war are still the same conditions. For example, I have done a video where I was asking, where is your food bank? Are you food sufficient? For a start, there's even no food. There's no food. There is no food. There is no food guarantee. There's no guarantee that you are going to have food. There's no guarantee there is not going to be kwashoka again should a major conflict come now. There is no guarantee that there will be food for you to eat. You don't have food. There was no food then. There's still no food now. Food is actually a very, 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 very big weapon. And should there be blockade of food, that no food is coming into the Southeast again, how do you want to buffer that? How do you have a cushion that you can say, okay, we have a solution for that? Even there is no food coming in for 6 months, we have a solution for that. You don't have a solution for this. You need to leave this schizophrenic radio ranter alone. This guy is having destructive hallucination. He is in his own world. He's in the safety of his bedroom. He's in his comfort of his own wherever he is, and he's just ranting. Riling you up. They praise you that you die for what you believe in, but he's not ready to die for what he's believing in. Also, when push came to shove, he ran so that he can fight another day. I believe that the people who are also dying now, they have also the right to run so that they can fight another day. I've seen videos where there are 10-year-old in the military. And I've also seen pictures of Nnayi Ojukwu with his children who were 10 years old. And when I listened to the interview of Alex Madebo, he was also saying that when the whole thing was coming to a close, they called themselves together, and even up until this time, all their families were safe, and they kind of took themselves out of the country. And who was there to bear the whole brunt of all this madness, So, like, before you start poking for war, calling for destruction, why don't you think about your capacity? What capacity do you have? Do you really think you can take on the Nigerian state? Come on now, let's be realistic a little bit. Let us be realistic. Even though they are talking about, look at what they are doing, Boko Haram, they are not treating. Do you know how many people are dying in the northeast every day? Do you know? It's just because they have so many population of people, and maybe because they marry multiple wives, and have children from multiple women. Maybe you are thinking that people are not dying. Do you know how many people are dying every day? You don't know this. Yeah, you don't know this. There is no sense in all this, even if it doesn't go into full-blown war. But conflict, just, there are people who have been cut short now, little young men, they are gone forever. That is it, case closed. Even if it never gets into a full-blown war that is just remaining in this conflict stage, it's still people that are wasting. For what? People can no longer go about their normal business. You can always be in a danger of stray bullet, of misplaced identity, whatever. You are just not safe anymore. Who does this? How can somebody say he wants to save you, but he keeps bringing death to you, and you keep praising the people that bring death and destruction to you? Does death and destruction mean development and advancement and upliftment? I don't know. I feel like today being another day that we are remembering the fallen heroes, the people who died. I just want us to remember that all the wars that are fought is always starting with propaganda. I'm going to share a video somebody sent me, and I find that video very, very telling. It's a video about war and what causes war most of the time. War is mostly caused by propaganda. So most of the time it starts with propaganda, and without those propaganda there will be no war. Actually, honestly, there will be no war. Every war starts with propaganda, no matter the kind of war. Most people on a normal day, they will not want to give in to wanton destruction of life and property. So the the mass media is normally used to prepare the mind to see the necessity of that level of carnage.
One of the hopeful things that I've discovered is that nearly every war that has started in the past 50 years has been a result of media lies. The media could have stopped it if they had searched deep enough. If they hadn't reprinted government propaganda, they could have stopped it. But what does that mean? Well, that means basically populations don't like wars. And populations have to be fooled into wars. Populations don't willingly and with open eyes go into a war. So if we have a good media environment, then we'll also have a peaceful environment. Our number one enemy is ignorance. And I believe that is the number one enemy of everyone, is not understanding what is actually going on in the world. It's only when you start to understand that you can make effective decisions and effective plans. Now, the question is, who is promoting ignorance? Well, those organisations that try to keep things secret, and those organisations which distort true information to make it false, misrepresentative. In this latter category, it is bad media. It really is my opinion that the media in general are so bad, we have to question whether the world wouldn't be better off without them altogether. there's some very, very fine journalists, and we work with many of them, and some fine media organisations, but the vast majority are awful and are so distortive to how the world actually is, that the result is we see wars and we see corrupt governments continue on.
My people, the people have to be fooled into accepting war and carnage. Normally, people don't see the benefit to something like that. People don't like war. Who wants that? But the media, like they have done with this, their propaganda on social media, they fool you into whatever rhetoric they feed into you. They fool you into it. We should learn from the mistake of the past and we not repeat it. Let our motto be Emena. Emena should be our motto. My people, you heard what Julian Assange, he's still incarcerated because he released some classified documents. So I think that what he's saying makes a lot of sense, because who would want wanton destruction of life and property if not that they are fooled into believing that it's for the greater good, it's for whatever, it's for all the other. There is sometimes also the notion that they say peace is an illusion, because without war there is no peace, and without peace that peace is just like an opium, like there is some kind of war always going on. I feel like this kind of open, conventional, frontline confrontation with weaponry is a no-no. It's like a suicide. There is nothing good that can come out of it. And we should not be driven by the ego of what we think we are or we can achieve and all this kind of a thing. All these young men that are causing all this problem, they will just be eliminated within a twinkle of an eye. What is it going to take them? Do they have aircraft? The military may give them some time, to have a reason to invade that place and really take on them. And when the military will come there in a mass, then it's a war zone. Then you have to move out of your homes and of your villages. You would have to go into displacement, and you have to live in camps. Why would you want that? Why? There is no need for that. There is no need for that. We just want the government to do what they can do with the resources they have. This should be our standing point. Look at Abia State, for example. They say that the government doesn't even have their own government house. They live on rented property. And I can think that it is just a corruption, that they don't want to build their own so that they will keep paying that salary to themselves, that rent to themselves. Something like that, kind of recycling the money to themselves. So if they built a structure, then that money they are paying to themselves as rent, they will not have to pay it. That's what I'm saying there. I'm not thinking that they are not able to build their own house. And then we have seen the videos that is coming from Anambra. Anambra boasts of the most of the millionaires who have achieved magnificent things, build beautiful mansions, very, very great, very, very praiseworthy things. But we see pictures that come from public schools, community primary schools, community secondary schools. In the communities, there are no health centers. In the communities, there are no water. There is no running water. In the cities, there is no central water system. Like we have not been able to conceive and input these things that were not there at the foundation. How can a city not have a central water system that is distributing water? Let it not even be that it's not getting to every part, but at least to an extent, maybe from the city center to certain areas. But there is nothing like that. It's completely inexistent. So be that as it may, there are people who have built beautiful mansions, but those things are just individual things. So it doesn't get to everybody. So everybody wants to go out there and get their own. So we need government that can do something to meet the needs of the people on the ground. The state government, that is what we need at this point. We don't need federal troops to come and start engaging in battle and killings. We don't need this. You can just be singing boys so yeah, boys so yeah, boys so yeah. You think that you can withstand the military? You can't. Look at what happened before. Alex Madebo, he said that 2 months into the war, everything would have ended because there was actually no army, nothing. They didn't have weaponry, they didn't have anything. Like, they didn't really have anything. So it was just a matter of time. It's not just when, like, it's not if, it's like a matter of certainty. When, because it's going to happen. Okay, even look at Boko Haram with all the sophistication. It's not going anywhere. It's just causing death. It's just a matter of time. All those things will be over again. So whoever is going to rise up against the federal troops is going to be dealt with categorically. So nobody should tell me that they did not declare war. When you cede a territory of a state, it's an indirect declaration of war. And I think nobody should know this better than people who are in the military. People who are in the military, they know the rules of the game. They know the rules of engagement. You don't secede a part of a state. It is disloyalty. And you cannot do that, and you don't expect any answer from the center. Just like during Ironsi's time, he did not say, oh, Adakaboro, I clap for you. Okay, Niger Delta State, you can go have a nice time, take this part. Okay, draw the band. No, they went after him. 12 days, the altercation lasted. The federal troops dealt with them, fiam. So we want to forget this. We want to rewrite the history and tell the history. I'm not even saying that maybe all the killings that happened in the north prior to the war is justifiable. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that. So nobody should say, oh, you are supporting this. No, that's not what I'm saying. I still believe that there are other ways you can still go ahead and make your case without going in combat, especially when you are not in a place of power, especially when you are in a place where you don't have what it takes. You understand me? So this is what I'm really saying here. Let us remember, Biafra was not the first secession attempt from Nigeria. Biafra was not the first, and let us also remember how that secession attempt was dealt with. And so Biafra was the second one that attempted it. Let us not forget what happened in Biafra, and let us not put ourselves in a situation where something like that will repeat itself. My motto is Emena, and I'll stand by it, and I think that one of the things that is making us to be still in this mode, because Ojukwu was praised, continue to be praised relentlessly, and the people who try to stop him are still being cursed to this day, But what if he has listened to those people who are telling him to calm down? What if, all those losses of life, all those carnage, maybe he would never have gotten to them. What if he has calmed down? What if he has become, he took another route that is not confrontation? What if, what if? And what if at the end of it, nobody was eulogizing him and trying to make a god of him, so that thing will just die down? Because right now it seems like anybody can just come and then it wants to be like Ojukwu, so that he will be praised and eulogized and cause a lot of death, and then that one will pass, then another person will rise. Maybe it is time, maybe we just have to look at this thing in another way and say, no, Ozemena, no, let us engage in this politics, however it is being played, without making our region a region of war and conflict, especially because we already have the experience of what it is like. There are many children who were carted away to Gabon, to Guinea Republic that never came back. Nobody knows what became of them. To Central African Republic, you don't know, like, so many things that happen. So my people are, this is my team, Emena. Learn from the mistake. So learn from the mistake. Don't repeat the mistake. Don't be hard, brash and egoistic and beat up your emotions and want to go and engage in a war that you don't have what it takes. Please, this is my stance.